Hey teacher friends, welcome to Sutton Teaches Secondary. I am Miss Sutton, but you can call me MarQuitta. Come on, how are you? I know that you are, that's how I feel about grading. I'm like, I don't, okay, so here's the thing, y'all. I teach English. Grading is a whole thing in English because we have so many essays to grade. I also teach AP on top of that, which means I'm reading a lot of essays. And so over the years, I have found some hacks, some things to help my grading be more efficient, to help me with my timing, because if not, I would be spending a third of my life grading. So here we go, y'all. I've got 5 tips. They are great. If you find this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you like it. Also, you can subscribe, support. You know, it helps me. It's just a little button, and it helps you because then you get to know when other videos are coming up and you don't miss it, teacher friend. You don't want to miss the new videos. So, okay, so I have to talk a little, I'm talking a little quiet because, you know, this is a secret. It's every teacher's secret, right? We have a file cabinet, AKA the trash can. Do not be afraid to use your file cabinet. So look, here's the thing. Everything that I put in front of my students to do is important. It helps them grow. It aligns with what our bigger picture is, all of those things. Do I need to read and assign a grade to every single thing that we do in the class? No. When you are grading, you need to ask yourself, like, is this something that needs to go in the grade book? Do I need to grade this? Is it gonna help students know where they're progressing? Is it gonna help me know? You know, and then you make decisions accordingly, and maybe some things just make it into the file cabinet. I'm just saying. Don't feel bad. It's okay. I'm very much someone who believes in volume. Like, my students write a lot. I do not read everything that they write, but they do write a lot. I don't grade everything that they write, but they do get the practice in. And sometimes you know, and it's okay. And I'm transparent with them about that. Like, every single thing does not need a grade. Just saying, teacher friend. Okay, this other one you're gonna thank me for. So, look. If you are using a digital platform like I am, I use Google Classroom, which means that students are turning in most of their work on a Google Doc, and my assignments are a Google Doc. Sometimes for some reason, to me, it takes longer than if I had papers, physical papers in front of me. I don't know what it is until I figured this out. I have students turn their answers, change the font color for their answers to blue. Why? Because it makes their answers stand out. Think about when you are giving students a paper. There's the printed stuff that's black or whatever color you printed it, and then there's the pen or pencil, which is a different color. So then their answers stand out. You can be more efficient when you're reading because it's easier for your eyes to zero in. Something about it. Have students change their font color on Google Docs to blue. Their answers contrast well to your questions, and then it will be easier and faster for you to go through them. You're welcome. I'm having fun with this, y'all. I think it's because grading is just one of those things. Okay, number 3. Zero in on the specific thing that you're looking for. This especially works if it's writing. So, for example, students wrote a whole essay, or they wrote a whole paragraph, or they wrote a whole whatever, but you're only looking for, I'm gonna use English, for a thesis statement. Then when you're grading, zero in on that. As you're reading, like, I'm looking for my thesis statement and that's it. Same thing with other subjects as well. Like, am I looking for how they wrote everything, or am I looking that they were able to use evidence from this historical document? Sometimes what I do as well is before I'm about to grade, I write down my criteria for what I'm looking for. And this is different than a rubric, right? Like, a rubric is definitely more wordy, and it's something that is very specific, and students have that ahead of time. This helps me with assignments that are not as heavy. Obviously not a test, but I'll say, okay, when I'm reading this paragraph, I'm looking for this, this, and this. And then I write those things down, so it reminds me every time I'm looking at a sticky note or whatever, I'm looking for this, this, and this. And for you, if you know that ahead of time, you can even put that on the assignment. I'm going to be looking for this, this, and this. And then it helps students and it helps you as well, right? It helps to keep you accountable. You're not feeling like you're lost in all of the grading pool. You're able to zero in and be efficient with your time. Okay, my favorite is to grade on demand. So I learned this from my 11th grade pre-calculus teacher, and I've used it now that I've become a teacher. So whenever we had our warm-up, we had to take our homework out, and she graded our homework while we were doing the warm-up. She also would grade like our classwork assignments before the day was over. And now as a teacher, I'm like, that is so smart. So while students are working on their warm-up or while students are working on something independently, I'm walking around grading something else. Maybe it's a notebook check. Maybe it's homework, maybe it's whatever, right? Like you're grading on demand. Even before class ends, I try to grade something on demand. Why? Because it helps, one, it facilitates conversation because now you're walking around and you're able to kind of chat with people. Two, you're getting it done in class. It's done. All you gotta do is enter it in the grade book. I have a friend, she does the same thing. She has our grading system on her phone. So she walks around and puts them in on her phone. That's right, teacher friend. I do not have it on my phone. I use a clipboard and I just like literally check. And then I've even gotten to the point to where I only put a mark if it's someone who doesn't have it, since most students do have it. These are usually completion assignments though. Yeah. It's very easy, and then all I gotta do is sit down 5 minutes, enter, and then we're done. I don't have to collect any papers. I don't have to pass back papers. It's not a whole thing. It's like, it's lickety split. And last, because I'm being efficient with my time as well. And last, number 5. Okay, so this one is a favorite of mine. Teachers for middle school and high school, we get finals, right? Or even if it's not a final, our tests are usually more consuming. They're projects, they're essays, it might be a whole notebook or a folder that has to have specific things, all of that. I try to plan out my time accordingly so that I have time in class to grade those big projects. I refuse to take them home. So for example, my English classes, my AP classes, they have essays. They also have multiple choice questions. So multiple choice question test. So what'll happen is the essay will come first, and then the next day or a day or two after, however pacing works, because our classes alternate, the next time they see me, they're taking their multiple choice. Now, when they're taking their multiple choice exam, I have to watch them. I have to be in class. I am actively monitoring, but that's also time where, because I'm not teaching, I can grade. So then I'm grading while they're working. And of course I stop every now and then, walk around, check in, I'm popping my head up, all of those things. But it's specific in time for me to grade. I do not wait till the last day to assign those kind of process assignments. Same thing with a project or whatever the case. If I've given a big project, then I make sure to plan in my plans a day where they're doing something that's a little more independent, to where I can have time to grade projects and I only have to check in with students. I'm not directly delivering a full lesson and something that's a bit more involved, because I'm scheduling the time for myself to be able to grade. Now, if you are someone that's able to grade projects during your planning time, please let me know, and let me know how you're making that happen. But as for me, this is how I've been able to make it work. It allows for me to have check-ins with students where things went terribly wrong, all those kind of things, because they're in class. Or maybe it's a student that never turned it in. I can have those conversations right then and there, versus me doing it at home. Now I have to come back and then remember that I need to check in with that student. If I'm grading it and they're also sitting in front of me, I'm going, hey, I can go talk to them and say, hey, you never turned this in. Or this assignment is vastly different than what I assigned. Let's have a conversation about where the misunderstanding happened, and then let's see how we can fix it, right? I love it. Okay, teacher friends. Go off and grade. Actually, no, you should be at home, so don't grade right now. But when you get back to school, now you have some ways to be more efficient with your grading. Like I said before, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, hit the like button, an easy way to support, and it tells your algorithm that you want more videos like this. And, you know, teach a friend. It won't hurt to subscribe too, but I'll take just the like. I hope you are having a wonderful day. And as always, you are amazing. Bye.